Hello, my name is Avery, and this is my audience. So, have you ever noticed over the past few years how the temperature seems to be getting more abnormal? It feels like the summers are getting hotter and longer, while the winters are getting warmer and shorter than usual. I bet most of you have noticed this change and at least once said, it didn't feel this hot last summer, and I know I have definitely said this before. I've noticed this change in temperature for a few years now, looking back at photos of my family in the wintertime playing in the snow at our house and then realizing we have not had snow like this in years. It has not snowed where we live now for a while, and this has me worried about the state we are in where global warming has really been playing an effect just in the matter of a few years. Climate change, once a feared issue to worry about for the future, is now affecting us in our present day lives, and we need to do something about it before it is too late. Today, I will be informing you all about the dangers of climate change. First, I'll talk about the main issues, then I'll discuss what has caused this to happen. Finally, I will talk about how we can solve this problem. Now let's discuss climate change. So first off, let me tell you about what climate change is. Climate change is a long-term change in Earth's average weather patterns and global temperature, which has come to define Earth climates globally, regionally, and locally. We've been able to see these patterns through changes in the atmosphere. An excess amount of greenhouse gases has been released into the atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, methane, which is causing the Earth's surface temperature to increase. The steady rise in heat is called global warming. According to climate.nasa.gov, it is estimated that since we first started calculating the Earth's climate change, the global temperature has increased by about 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit and is continuing to increase by 0.36 degrees Fahrenheit per decade. Now I know this may not seem like a huge change, but through evidence seen over time, we have discovered that this is taking a negative toll on our Earth's atmosphere. Due to the Earth's continuous increase in temperature, many negative environmental changes are occurring. It's causing ice caps and glaciers to melt, rising sea levels, global land and ocean temperature increases, clouds and vegetation changes, and extreme weather such as hurricanes, heat waves, wildfires, droughts, and floods. Areas of land and even islands are being covered due to rising sea levels. Rising sea levels are due to the ice caps melting, ice melting because of global warming, and global warming causing climate change. If this warming continues, temperatures will continue to rise. We will have a heavier precipitation, more droughts, heat waves, sea levels will rise, and things will only get worse. Now that we have talked about the effects of climate change, let's talk about the causes. Climate change has been caused by multiple things, but the main source of why it's happening is due to human activity. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, causes large amount of CO2 and other gases to be released into the atmosphere. These gases being released get trapped in the atmosphere, which is known as the greenhouse effect. The cleaning of land for agricultural and industries to human activities has also increased the amount of greenhouse gases being released. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, in 2014, U.S. greenhouse gas emissions totaled to about 6,870 million metric tons of CO2 emissions. For the U.S., during the period from 1990 to 2014, emissions of CO2, the primary greenhouse gas emitted by humans, is increased by 9%. The release of greenhouse gases has also been caused by this transportation, clear-cutting forests, electricity generation, power plants, and many more reasons. According to the International Panel on Climate Change, which is a group of 1,300 independent scientists from countries all around the world, they have concluded that there's more than 95% probability that human activities over the past 50 years has warmed the planet. So after discussing the causes of climate change, let's talk about how to fix this problem. So as you can see, we humans have caused a lot of trouble for the planet, especially over heavy use of technology, electricity, and burning of fossil fuels. There's multiple ways that we can combat climate change and prevent the surface temperature from rising more than it already is. In order to do this, we need a global response, help and contribution from everybody around the world. The only problem is even after all these contributions, global warming will still continue to happen for decades, maybe even centuries. This is because it will take a while for the planet to respond to these changes, and CO2 stays stuck in the atmosphere for hundreds of years. For years, we've been causing these extreme climate changes to happen due to our actions, which is why we need to work to reverse the effect we have caused as soon as possible. This is why I urge you all to make a change. Something needs to be done about these climate changes, and it needs to be done right now. Simply just recycling, conserving energy, electricity, and using other means of transportation is a major step in the right direction. Using renewable energy such as wind or solar, saving the amount of water you use, and rethinking using transportation, such as trains, buses, gas-fueled cars, etc., can really help combat global warming and climate change. collecting recyclables such as paper, plastic, metal, and glass to take to your local waste management site, which is normally open every day except Sunday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. This saves energy and results in less greenhouse emissions being released, since it prevents new materials from being extracted and used to make materials that could have been used as recyclables. Even signing petitions such as protecting polar bears, no oil drilling in the Arctic wildfire refugee, or Target stop filling the world with plastic bags at change.org, they're working to combat climate change, and this can lead to great changes and lessen our carbon footprint on the world. After talking about ways to prevent the temperature from rising, I hope that I have inspired you all to help make a change. Even though it may not seem like a climate change is affecting us extremely yet, soon in the future we will see drastic changes in the way we live our lives due to what global warming is doing and has done to our climates. Climate change, once a fear issue to worry about the future, is now affecting us in our present day worlds, and we need to do something about it before it is too late. Therefore, I encourage you to make a change today so that future generations can continue to enjoy the earth that we once knew, and also experience snow in the wintertime. Thank you.